United is going through a transition, and everyone, coach, players,
you could see the way they played. And I'm lucky for Manchester United today. They played against a resurgent Crystal Palace team. If you see Crystal Palace, they are bubbling. Is it the third win in 4 games or the 4th and 5th games?
Transit TV, welcome back to the studios, back to our weekend recap. With the regular musketeers on show today. Shaba is here, Nimi is here. Nimi had to come, of course. Chelsea has been having this good run of from back-to-back win for the first time in EPL since 2024. Ugum is here as well. We're going to look at the weekend. The running is no longer here. The end of the season is here. 2 games to go for most of the teams, apart from teams like City and Tottenham that have 2, 3 or 4 games with their standing games in hand to play. It was a good weekend. So many goals scored in most of the games. It looks like some of the teams have done tools because either they are safe or they're not playing for anything serious again left in the season. So maybe we'll find out this night why. Maybe that's the reason why a lot of teams are scoring too many goals. Guys, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
My brother, thanks. So, guys, before we start, our viewers, Transit TV, we just launched our passion series. We have t-shirts and tumblers for the summer for those who are going back on weight loss programs this summer. We have tumbler for you. Check the link in the description or DM us on Instagram or Facebook to get yours. The t-shirts, you can see Ugum has his on. We have it in navy blue and white t-shirts. Encourage what we are doing and support Transit TV. These gears are very quality products. Ugum can tell you more about that.
Yes. Please, let me just take a sip. Trust me, a taste of this will make a difference in your life. Nimi smiling.
Yeah, I see selective. Only Arsenal fans are receiving this package. Just like the palliatives in Nigeria. Selective packaging. Don't worry.
Nimi, wait, let me finish my advert. If you're drinking water, it's extra refreshing. If you're drinking wine, whatever you're drinking, whatever you like to drink, please get one of these. All the details will be in the comments. I'm wearing the Passion t-shirt. This t-shirt is very luxurious, very nice on the skin, almost feels like cashmere. I love it, and I'm enjoying it. So please, if you haven't gotten yours, please check the comments. Place your order today. You will not regret getting a piece of this merch.
I think Reggie, he didn't even do it. That mug would change water to wine. You didn't even complete it.
and the story behind it, of course, like it's our passion series. This tells you, everybody you see on this show, we are here for the passion of the game, the love of the game. That's the stage we are right now on the studio. Our passion is driving us. It's not anything in the numbers. It's just for us to express our passion and love for this game, and hopefully we grow. As we grow, we go into the other series that are going to come depending on how the channel does. So we need your support as a viewer. Continue to support what we are doing. Subscribe if you have not done so. Share this content to people who want to make Transit TV. It's a multi-fan channel. Yeah, I know most of the time we have Arsenal fans, but because Arsenal is doing well, their fans are proud to always come on the show. Any fans out there, if Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Man City, if you have time, send us a DM. We'll get you on the show so that you can come and represent your club. It's not an Arsenal fan TV. This is a multi-fan channel. So guys, do what you can to support us and get yourself here to support your team. Nimi.
Yes.
Yeah. We start with United. where else can we start? Shaba, I don't want to take you today. We're going to look at it from a different dimension because I know you're already sounding like a broken record. First half today, United had no shots on target. United had no touch in opponent's box for the first 45 minutes. And we saw Crystal Palace play through United like nobody was there. I know Manchester United have injuries. I know they are absentees, but this is United. At this level, anybody that dons that shirt is supposed to, represent the club and have some level of pride and shame and passion in wearing that shirt. I don't know, as a United fan, why do you think it's so easy to play against United, these days?
So the morale is very low on the club. When you have a club as storied as United and they've gone this season with the most number of goals conceded since the 1977 season, lost the most number of games they've lost in a season since the EPL was restructured, there's just no confidence. And then coupled with the fact that we have a bunch of injuries, you mentioned that United is struggling. We've been struggling since day one. Right from the very first game, our players started dropping like flies. It seemed like the doctor we poached from Arsenal was a spy because the guy came and just damaged all our players. Yeah, I mean, if you even look at it today, the centre back pairing was Johnny Evans, who just came back from injury and hasn't played any sort of competitive football, and we had Casemiro, who is not known for playing centre back. And on our bench, we had, except for the goalie and one other player in Ahmad, the rest were all academy players. So today's game was a very tough pill to swallow, but you could see from a mile away. United have been struggling with injuries, and I'm not surprised at what happened. What I am surprised at is how, like you said, how easy it was for Crystal Palace to tear us apart, to carve us apart. There was so much space in the middle, there was so much space up front, so much space in the back, and it all boils down to the coaching crew. So United is going through a transition, and everyone, coach, players, fans, we all need to be transitioned out of that club and start afresh.
Yeah, again, we have been hearing this since Ferguson left. Start afresh, rebuild. Is I don't think United still has that time now. I don't know how they're going to do this. So let me ask you. Yes, it's true. United has injuries. A lot of the first team players play in the defense, out of the team. But is there no way to structure the team or to set up your team? At least if you cannot score, to be difficult to be played against.
Yes, there is a way. And yes, probably today I would have played Dalo as a left back and Wan-Bissaka as a right back, knowing how limited in terms of ability to use both feet Wan-Bissaka is. He's very comfortable on the right. Dalo, on the other hand, is ambidextrous. He can use his left foot a lot better than Wan-Bissaka can use his. So probably would have been better to play Dalo from the left. But yeah, looking at the team that played today, I had a lot of pity on the coach because the materials are just not there. You're playing Eriksen, considering his age, considering his health status, playing him as a defensive midfielder, and he's supposed to still also create in the absence of Bruno. It was always going to be a very tough deal, to beat Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have two of the most gifted young players in the EPL in Eberechi Eze and Michael Olise. Those guys on a given day against the best defenses, they will still be able to dribble one or two and create something for themselves. So it was an uphill task for United. Having said that, I do agree that perhaps Ten Hag should have probably set his team up a bit more to be a bit more defensive and maybe play on the counter and make sure to deny those two guys the kind of space that they had today.
Yeah, they had a lot of space.
Yeah, they had a lot of space, and it was because of the personnel. And I'm thinking about it. I mean, if you remove Eriksen, I don't think McTominay was his feet. Was he on the bench? No. So you can see that if you remove Eriksen, you replace him with an academy player, and an academy player will not be able to do that job. So
what I'm saying is, like you rightly mentioned about Wan-Bissaka and Dalot, and he didn't just play Wan-Bissaka on the left side. Wan-Bissaka was attacking. He kept going forward and leaving spaces behind him. So I know that must be coach's instruction. He's going to help us attack from the left side. So because of Wan-Bissaka's defensive abilities, I will even play him in the DM position and probably play an academy player in the left back to give that defense some kind of protection. Because Wan-Bissaka defensively, we all know that one-on-one is good. Since they play from like mid attack, put somebody that can check him, check his runs and all that. I think he was too open for Crystal Palace today.
On the other hand, I mean, this is United, and the United coach is expected to go to Crystal Palace and not pack the boss. The fans would have still hung his head out if he had gone there and played defensively and played only on the counter. So either way, you would have lost.
No, the way United is playing now, and with all these players that are out, if he had gone there and packed the balls and came back with a draw, people will understand that he hasn't than this 4-0 that he went to lose. I don't think he has any excuses to that. Let me bring you in right quick. If you are a United fan or the decision maker at United, do you have any reason to keep Ten Hag?
Well, first of all, I think, there's no how would I put it? There's no significant manner of play when I watch Manchester United that I see that they play that, he came from Ajax, he was going to come play the Dutch way and all of that. I just don't see that, especially this season. It has been, topsy-turvy. They've lost 13 games. Going to be the worst season in their history. He talked about, Justice talked about injury. Do you want me to show you the injury list of Chelsea? That one is 2 transfer signings. So everybody's dealing with injuries, but there's no reason, as you said, why a Manchester United team will show up the way they should have. It's telling me something. The players know that Ten Hag is a lame duck. He's leaving, and they're just not putting in the effort. Yes, Casemiro, Evans, you could see the way they played. And unlucky for Manchester United today, they played against a resurgent Crystal Palace team. If you see Crystal Palace, they are bubbling. Is it the third win in 4 games or the 4th and 5th games? They're playing good football. Eze, and
we're going to get to Crystal Palace. We'll touch them
and the form of their life. And they came against a very, very good Crystal Palace team. But were they supposed to lose 4-0? No, there are some little variables that we as watchers, as analysts, watch and see. The goals considered by Onana, a good goalkeeper any day. Those 4 goals maybe could have saved two of those goals. I'll look at those goals and say, hey, especially this second goal, the first goal, those are chances of a goalkeeper, and they go from Arteta. There's no reason why you should be getting beat on the corner right on the post. 3 of those goals, a good goalkeeper, a De Gea or a good goalkeeper saves that ball. And let's look at the variables of the game. The goal that was called out for Manchester United. If that goal goes in, we're talking about a different game today. So things came in and they played against Ten Hag, and also the coach is under pressure with a new ownership. As I said, when the media, the ownership, there's the words are going into his ears. And now I'm hearing it's being linked to the Bayern Munich job. So the man will be saying, you know what, when it's time to pack my bags and leave this United team. But I think, and also let's look at it this way. We're hearing media reports that Ratcliffe is about to sell everybody's on the chopping block. If I'm a player, do you think I'm going in there knowing my management wants to sell, they are planning to sell me off of this team? I don't have a future on this team. You know, all of this.
But another way to look at it, if you really want to go and they're going to sell you, how can't you have a good show so that you can find a good club?
Oh, man.
Like I said the last time, I mean, beyond playing for your club, beyond playing for the badge, there is this personal pride as an athlete. Saturdays we go out there to play, to train. Even though it's for fun, you still want to win, you still want to have bragging rights for the next Saturday. So how can somebody just show up and not care about his reputation? I don't understand it.
Man, when you're earning £100,000 every week, Reggie, this conversation now will change. If you're earning £100,000 every week, yes, you're supposed to put in for your badge. Yes, you're supposed to do all of these things are contracts. Manchester United, them living,
No, the £100,000. Is it different from the one Ronaldo has been earning since he has been playing? That he keeps pushing himself. It's not about money.
May I even add? The other day we played against a team of boys that were probably on the average 15 to 20 years younger than us. They had this midfielder, elegant left-footed midfielder that just did all kinds of flicks and ran all the way around us. And I had my personal pride. I have all the pride in the world. I want to protect my personal pride. Exactly. But I couldn't get near this boy. The fact is that I couldn't get near this boy because he's fitter than I am.
And he's younger.
More skillful than I am. Younger than I am. So these guys is not really. I don't agree that they're not playing for personal pride. You know, sometimes you meet. Maybe your teammate isn't quite as good as you are. So I'm looking at someone like Casemiro, for example, now. Casemiro, we know, plays anytime he comes in the field, at least the Casemiro I know, plays for the badge, plays for his personal pride. But at some point, if the person next to you isn't up to par, and you're trying your best, there's really nothing you can do. Maybe circumstances, I just think that there's something in United, and it's been there a few years, that they need to weed out. There's a lot of mess behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think recently Mourinho said something that he said it. There are people, there are some players that still need to leave United, but I don't know who those players. They didn't mention names. Let's
players, backroom staff. A lot of people need to clean house in that club. Really, you know, you can sack Ten Hag and bring another coach. These same things that undermine all the coaches will undermine that coach.
So let me touch on that, right? Because Ten Hag has been here now almost two full seasons, and no other coach has brought in more players in this amount of time than Ten Hag has. But one thing you notice, except for the Rasmus and Casemiro, and I think there was another player that he brought in. Most of the players that he brought were players that he was linked with before. Either he coached them at Bayern or at Utrecht or at Ajax. So, all saying that this is something that is going on with United, if that was really the case, then Ten Hag was our opportunity to see a different United, because this guy was giving. He brought in a goalie, for crying out loud. De Gea won the Golden Glove last season, and he let De Gea go because he had a style of play a style of goalkeeper that he wanted, and the board supported him. He went and paid 70-something million pounds for Rasmus, a player that has only had 21 career senior goals, to come carry the weight of United's scoring issues. So this guy has been supported, and yet we're still dealing with this. I really don't think it's an issue of rotting culture. I honestly think it's a situation where the coach comes in with all this hoopla and all this fanfare and promises heaven and earth and doesn't deliver. You and I both know, as athletes, we both know that it's a lot easier for you to play when your team is playing well. Look at Havertz. Havertz played for Chelsea. Chelsea struggled. No one knew who Havertz was. Havertz has now gone to Arsenal and is one of the better producers out there. You know, when you play for a team that is playing well, you play beautiful football, it's a lot easier. Rashford had 30 goals last season. This season, Rashford has 8 goals. There's got to be, there's something going on.
Exactly. I was going to touch on that. The same Ten Hag last season, United did much better. It was in the same culture Again, this is he even actually brought more players. And I was going to ask you guys, why is Amrabat still in United? What was he? If it should be can't he go back to his team?
No, it's a loan deal that expires at the end of the season. So I don't think it's going to be.
Come on, man. Like you mentioned there, all the players that Ten Hag brought, none of them is performing, including Anthony. Look at Sancho. Sancho has got to Dortmund. He's doing well.
I think he's been. Yeah, some of it is his fault. Some of it he's been unlucky, and I don't think he's gotten his absolute first choices most cases. Someone like De Jong, which to me, I mean, De Jong is one of the best midfielders in the world. Unfortunately, I think they ran down a dark alley because the guy simply said, "I am not going anywhere. I want to stay at Barcelona."
And you should go and thank his stars that he made that decision, because even if he had brought De Jong this United team, it would have been the same story. It's the same story, bro. It's going to be the same story. And I don't know. Well, like I said, Chaba, you have a point, and we all do have points, because United, if they sack just Ten Hag, it's not going to change much about United. There's still going to be things that need to be done. But the issue is that regardless of what is going on, like you said, you mentioned it earlier on, if you come in with a plan that is effective, people will see that, okay, this is what you're trying to do. Maybe because of this is not working. Right now, Mimi mentioned it as well. You can't really say this is the impact of Ten Hag on this team. Like today, okay, I keep using this as an example because I'm an Arsenal fan. I have a lot of information about Arsenal. When I thought I came into Arsenal was facing minimum of 35 shots on our goal every game, regardless of who we are playing against. We did not have the material. What did Arteta do? Arteta played a counter-attacking football for the majority of that first season that he came. That's how he won the FA Cup. By the next season, as he was buying players, he was gradually implementing what he really wanted to do. That first season, Arsenal finished 8th. Second season, they finished 8th. But you could see that this guy came here with a plan. Give him some time. Give him some time. So Ten Hag, he can't come into a game. I don't care even if you have high school boys in your team. Set the team up to suit their strength. Then if they lose, you've tried. You can't come and play like you have 10 sit-off on your team. Everywhere is just porous. If Palace were clinical today, that game would be like 8.
If you look at the Tottenham coach, Ange Postecoglou, whatever his name is, we already know his style of play. He's a high pressing coach, and that's one of the reasons why he shipped 4 goals when he played Chelsea. Because despite the fact that this guy was losing, he stuck to his game plan, right? Look at when Chelsea played Liverpool in the FA Cup. Liverpool played a bunch of young players, but they still played the same style of football. We're in game 35 of 38. We have Newcastle, Brighton, and... Right? Is this 35 or this 36? I don't even know how many more games.
36. 2 more games.
Okay, so 2 more games. We're in game 36 of 38, and still nobody knows what Ten Hag setup is.
Exactly. That's the point. That's my point. Let's quickly touch on